Hey everyone. In this video I want to share with you what I believe is the main problem with online dating. And it's this whole idea that online dating makes people believe that there's always a better option just waiting right around the corner as long as they keep swiping. I like to call it this notion of like the unlimited partners fallacy, because it makes people believe that they have unlimited partners that they can reach out to in this bucket known as online dating. And that is true to some extent, but I need to define this because you'll find that you don't actually truly have unlimited partners to choose from. So here's the thing. Most of the people who use online dating are average. I mean, that's most of the people out there in the dating world in general, and so of course it's going to hold true for online dating. But online dating actually even probably attracts more of them because of the fact that there's no commitment and it's low effort. Now, let me define average people here real quick, and I don't mean to offend anyone, but I may with this definition, but oh well, here goes. Average people, in my opinion, are people who don't really work on themselves, people who just do the bare minimum to get by in life and aren't really focused on their personal growth or even career growth or things like that. They're just basically people who they just live, kind of like. That's why there's that whole notion of like NPCs. There you go. So knowing the fact that average people just want to get by in life by doing the bare minimum, it makes sense they're going to be drawn to online dating because you can get by doing the bare minimum in terms of dating. With online dating, you don't have to go through the struggle of approaching people in person, on working on your character to be able to not get rejected when you approach people, and so on and so forth. So it's like the easiest route to take. So knowing that, there's a lot of average people on those dating apps. So here's the thing. With online dating, you somewhat do have unlimited partners, but only average people. So if you're actually someone who works on yourself, if you take your personal growth seriously, and because of that you probably have a bit higher standards when it comes to dating, you do not have unlimited partners to choose from on dating apps, because there are not a lot of people on those apps who actually excuse me, who actually do focus on their personal growth. People like that, especially the people who are like the best of the best, people who have spent years working on themselves, they aren't really attracted to online dating because they see it for what it is, and usually they don't want to bother with it at all because they think it's kind of like a cesspool, or they'll mingle in it every now and then, but they don't really spend a whole lot of time on it, which means they're not taking it seriously. So if you're looking for someone like that, your odds of meeting them online are going to be really low. So knowing that, if you're with someone that you believe is great or who's just a good match for you, recognize that you're not going to be able to easily replace them using online dating apps, because that's the whole problem with these apps. It makes people buy into this mindset that they can easily replace whoever they're with. But like I said earlier, that is only true if you're with someone who doesn't work on themselves. As soon as you find someone who actually puts in that effort to become a better human being, you're probably not going to be able to easily replace them using dating apps. So this, in my opinion, is a whole issue with these apps. The fact that it makes people have this unlimited partner fallacy, that they buy into that notion, because then they run the risk of meeting someone good, or maybe even great, and they believe they can easily replace that person. They believe that it's worth cheating on them with this person over here because, oh, they can easily replace that partner that they're with. No, they can't, especially if that person has spent a lot of time working on themselves. It's just not realistic. That's not going to happen. So this video in a way is kind of like a warning. If you are with someone you believe is great, realize that you're not going to be able to easily replace them, especially with online dating apps. Like, great people are difficult to replace, like in general, but especially on dating apps. You do not have unlimited partners on there unless, like I said, you're okay with people who don't really work on themselves. The problem with them is, since they don't work on themselves, they're way more likely to hurt you or mess up your self-esteem or your mental health, because they're way more likely to cheat, to take you for granted, to not recognize your worth, and to abuse you, to be immature and basically run all over your emotions, and so on and so forth. That's the problem with people who don't work on themselves, and that's why I make that distinction. So there you go. That's pretty much all I wanted to talk about in this video. Like, online dating has messed us up because it's made people believe that great partners are easily replaceable, but they simply aren't. So there you have it. I'm going to end this video here before I start repeating myself. So I hope you enjoyed this one. If you like content like this, be sure to subscribe for more. Otherwise, like the video and leave a comment for the algorithm. That's the easiest way you can help me out. And yeah, I'm curious to see what you guys have to say here, because usually the comments are pretty interesting whenever I talk about online dating. There are a lot of jaded people out there, and I understand. I mean, like I said, the vast majority of people on these apps are average, so most people who work on themselves are going to have a pretty bad experience on them. So it's unfortunate, but that's the way life is now. Yay! Anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Arrivederci!